A few years ago, I wrote a political spoof track to basically outrage people and to try and wake them up, okay? And it was called The Negro Project. And it was candidate Smith who was running for office and wanted to restore slavery and first segregation and then possibly slavery. And he said, I would never own a slave, and I'm not a single issue candidate. And he had a really comprehensive platform involving the economy and public works and international relations. And the design of the political flyer was to get people so enraged. Who would write this? How dare they? And so then I said, okay, are you mad? And obviously the reader would have been mad. And I said, do you think you could vote for a racist? For someone who wanted to restore slavery in America? And obviously the answer would be no. And I said, so that's a deal breaker for you. That's a single issue that just breaks the deal, even if you agree with them on every other issue. Yeah, of course. Okay. Well, which is worse, slavery or murder? At least a slave can get free. A slave can run away. Slave rebellions have happened where the slaves rise up and win their freedom. You can't unmurder someone, okay? Murder is a far more heinous crime than slavery. So here we have Christians in America who would never vote for someone who was a racist, never vote for somebody who advocated segregation or slavery again. But they'll vote for a baby killer. They'll vote for somebody who will rip the arms and legs off of an innocent human being and throw the discarded human remains, made in the image of God, by the way, into a garbage dump or flush them into a sewer. They'll vote for that person. Christian people will vote for that person. Pastors, priests, Catholics, evangelicals. So we've brought this on ourselves. And if you study the book of Judges and the book of 1st and 2nd Kings and 1st and 2nd Chronicles, the historical books of the Bible, you see the judgment of God coming upon the nation of Israel and surrounding nations for that matter, if you read in the books of the prophets. You see the judgment of God coming on those nations often because their leaders were wicked. Obama is a wicked man, okay? Biden is a wicked man. Justice Kennedy is an evildoer, okay? Appointed by a Republican, a Roman Catholic, Justice Kennedy, okay? These are wicked people. They're evildoers. They're tyrants. Their hands are drenched with blood. But we put them there. Do you understand? We put them there. And if you study the scriptures, you'll see that wickedness comes to the nations usually through their leaders. And reform and revival, as some people want to call it, also comes from the leadership down. There's a lot of people that say we need a revival, we need a grassroots revival. Well, I would love a grassroots revival. I'm not going to gainsay it. But if you study history, first scriptural history and then church history, you will see that the end of wickedness and the conversion of large amounts of people and the cessation of heinous crimes such as child killing or human sacrifice or slavery, it's top down, friend. So you have wickedness coming top down and righteousness coming top down. But once the wickedness that comes top down is entrenched, then the judgment of God comes on everybody, okay? Then we all suffer for it. Now, some people in America are preaching a deluded gospel. It's not a false gospel, it's delusional. Well, the Lord's going to just show mercy on all of us. Well, you know what? He sent the armies of Babylon to destroy his own temple that bore his own name. Okay? Well, but not everyone was killed. That's true. But they all felt the judgment. I mean, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel, they all went to Babylon in chains. Okay, the Babylonian captives still had to cross huge tracts of horrible desert to get to Babylon in captivity. All right? It was horrific. So even the survivors had to feel the judgment of God. And these were people who would never have killed their own babies. Daniel and the 3 Hebrew children and other righteous men and women who made it to Babylon, they weren't killing their babies, but their houses were destroyed. They lost all of their chattel goods. Solomon's temple was still destroyed. They couldn't worship in the temple. So you and I have to understand that depending what happens in America, if God turns the sky to brass and we have a real food crisis, or like with these massive fires that are destroying hundreds and hundreds of homes, the good and the bad people, the wicked people are losing their homes and the righteous are losing their homes. Okay? I've got to take a break. I'll be right back.